the US Navy has for the first time acknowledged that 3 UFO videos are real. And by that I mean they're of real objects, they're not some sort of trick of the light. Or as Navy spokesman Joseph Gratisheur put it, the Navy considers the phenomena contained or depicted in these 3 vids as unidentified. And it's not to say they're alien craft, of course. But here is one of those UFOs. This is footage shot in 2004 from a US military aircraft. And you'll see that video changing the focus briefly. The object jumps up in size just to see better before whatever it is they're filming takes off to the left. And then, of course, 4 years ago, there was another unidentified object which astonished the US pilots that were tracking it.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
Well, the vice chairman, we got out of that clip too soon. Again, the object went to the left. Oh, they all go to the left. I must be against. It went to the left at speed, which is really amazing. The vice chairman of the US Senate Intelligence Committee says this is being investigated, although President Donald Trump is not so impressed.
Well, I think some of the press reports are accurate. I think people are taking this issue much more seriously, and I'm not going to get into any of the contents of the briefing. It was a classified briefing.
I want them to think whatever they think. They do say, I mean, I've seen and I've read and I've heard, and I did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly.
Joining us the panel, Claire March, who's advised 3 Labor leaders and is now head of Council House, and Daniel Weil, Director of Research at the Institute of Public Affairs. Claire, looking at that, what do you think? You're tuning in for signals from outer space? Do you think that's interesting? Objects that fly very fast at speed and the US does not know what it is.
Well, of course, when there is intelligent life, Andrew, it usually does go to the left, but I'll leave that there. This is,
too easy, Claire.
I find this perhaps a little bit boring. For me, this actually comes down to semantics. So as we know, traditionally, these objects are called UFOs, so unidentified flying objects. So that could mean, a balloon or a plane. It just hasn't been identified as such. But what makes this statement different to previous statements is they've used a different term, unidentified aerial phenomena. Now, I read that to being just a statement of what indeed the Pentagon has recognised recently, that they can't deny that there are sightings as such. Whether that happens to be, anything out of this earth is yet to be determined. But this word, phenomena, meaning, the object of someone's perception, essentially. We know that the Pentagon has had a program in place since 2017 to look at, it's called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. We don't know the outcome of that investigation yet. It is ongoing. This all sounds to me like a bit of semantics and a whole lot of bureaucracy.